My name is Jerry Mulelekwa. Let me start with the last one that as for voting, I will always vote because that's a democracy that we fought for. We may not have been in the bush, but everywhere we were then, we are fighting for this kind of freedom whereby we choose uh, where we can have ourselves established to have a freedom of movement in South Africa for the first time after many years. So these are some of the things that we are enjoying, and there has been a lot of change. I can see that the programs that were set up since 1994, they are there, they are happening. Slowly but surely, I believe that we are getting there. There must have been some setbacks there and there, but overall, I can see, when I travel around South Africa, I'm looking at how new South Africa is today because the roads are fairly new and beautiful. South Africa is a very beautiful country. Some time back when I was in London, I was saying, hey, your place is beautiful. And they said to me, South Africa is much more beautiful than London. So henceforth, I started appreciating being a South African. And see, I don't want to dwell too much into things that are not happening. I believe that we as people, it is by choice that I am who I am right now, because also the government may have many programs, but people just sit back and not knock onto those doors where the resources are available. So as for me, I see a very beautiful and bright future. But I just want to bring in one thing in terms of the voting as we are voting every year. What I see happening, these Molanyana parties that are being formed on a daily basis, it is not weakening anybody else but ourselves as black people. Because what we are doing is the majority that we have, we are dividing it amongst ourselves. So by so doing, we are empowering the other people that have been in power for all this time that we were under oppression. They are not getting divided. They don't form many parties. Instead, they are getting together by the day, whereas ourselves were getting separated by the day. And it is our initiative. Unless we wake up and make sure that we don't take our democracy back where it came from, we have to be careful in terms of how we vote. And then I don't know how far the government is going to go with everybody forming a party. Like every day there is a new party. So at the end of the day, I believe that will bring a lot of confusion. The system is not going to work according to what it's supposed to do. You can see how much coalitions are failing, So I believe that somewhere along the way, there must come another proposal to say that we only allow so many parties. The oppositions should not be as many as we see today. It doesn't make sense. If something is right, it does not have to be opposed by 20 different parties. You can have one party this side and one party like that. The democracy that is happening in the United States and other countries, you just have two parties. The other one will oppose that one, and at the end of the day, whatever happens in that country, it is the input of both. It's not like you see, our system is like the other parties boasting, we are doing this, and then somebody else is not doing it. At the end of the day, it is about the people. It's not about the parties. Yeah. So if we can start viewing at supporting our democracy. When people fail that are at the top there, it does not mean that the potato, the whole bag is going to be rotten. No, we just actually need to participate. The more these things happen, those that can see better, that has got their influence, they must join in there. They must not speak from outside. They must join the party and then fix things from within. If you see that there is something wrong with a particular party, join, be a member, so that you can have a say in that party. Unlike say it from outside, if really, really, really we are concerned, that's what we are going to do. Now, when you look at the leaders change internationally, globally. You know, we had an American president who was not so famous, you know. It happens everywhere, you see. We also will have a Mandela at some point, and then we'll have other people at other times, you know, that are not going to be pleasing. They're like a wrong choice kind of thing, you see. And then that you are not going to avoid. Now, sometimes you'll feel that, no, we are moving from a better position to another, and then only to meet with a surprise. Remember that we are human beings, you know, and there's a lot that is happening with us. Much as there's a change, technological changes are happening, but there are other fundamentals that I believe that our government must emphasize. How we are rooted, you know, this early childhood development is very, 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 very key, because these are the future presidents. So we must learn how to start these things from the basics. You know, we come from a different upbringing. Myself, you can see that I'm over 70 now. So I was there for a long time. I'm happy that I'm still here, you know, because I was there when Mandela went to jail. I was there when he came out of jail. I was there when he became president. So these things are great lessons. What I was fighting for, it is still here. The only thing is that we need to remove this, that the oppression has put into us, that we are not supposed to love one another as blacks, and that thing, it is still there. What we are fighting for is not oneness, but we always say that unity is power. We need to realize how powerful unity is, not division. You see? So if things go wrong with your political party, somebody is being set aside because we want to threaten us. Now remember that these policies that are putting people on the sideline are not brought by anybody else but ourselves. So in other words, we are trying to do the right things. We are trying to do the right things. When we say that, no, people must sort of step aside, you can see that this ANC that we don't like is the one that put this nice laws that are governing the country. You see? And then, of course, I must say that the stability that we see here is because we do not have that oppression that we once had before. So what we must try to do is to get our country stabilized. You know, from my own point of view, I don't know if you're going to add this, but this is what I want our country to know. That, you know, if there's a lot of differences amongst ourselves, we are not going to have a lot of great things happening like we just experienced the Springboks. You know, if we can be one person in the interest of the country, there's a lot that we can achieve. You know, even in soccer, we can be the best team in the world. The only thing that we need to do, the spirit must be there. I'm a highly spiritual person myself. If we don't agree, there's a lot of disagreement. Even the nice things, they are going to fall apart. You'll go to the polls alone and try to score, it won't go in. You see? So all I'm asking for our country to do is to try and be as united as we possibly can. Listen, if we vote for a party and there is a president, it is not a president of that particular party. It is the president for South Africa. At no point must we undermine authority. The president is the high-ranking authority in any country. He's a king. He's an authority. He has all the power because we said we want him there. All he needs is our support. You see? So the tendencies that I see also happening in our own quarters as people of black people is that there's a lot of undermining of authority in our country. That is why some people that are supposed to be okay, trying to fix things, they become something else, because most of the times we treat our leaders otherwise than they deserve. You know, when you show somebody, like these people are like leading a big family, we are parents as we are. There's a language that we use when we tell our kids to do the right thing. Yeah? We must show respect, and so for them to respect us. But if I'm going to use a language that is not acceptable, morally acceptable, then I'm going to get it back. You see? So we try to do all these things that are nation building. I believe in nation building. I don't see a lot of setbacks in our democracy. It's just a few things that are happening. I'm saying this because I can see some programs are only catching up now. And then this instability of promoting this project is this thing of changing. When somebody comes in, he comes in with something new, okay? So we must learn to appreciate what other people have started and finish, because it is what? It is meant for the goodwill of the people, the welfare of the people. I'm going to vote with all my heart. I'm going to vote. I always vote, and I was there. You know, this democracy, the way I appreciated it. I was there at the Union Building when we got it. Now, those memories I will never forget, because to me, this freedom we've been yearning for a long time. For a long time, we wanted to be able to be free. I've suffered all these things that oppression was doing. You go to the beach, there's a place for the black people, there's a place for the white people. Now I go to the beach, I swim anywhere I want to swim, just to give you an example. You see? The thing is that also, we must be of the mindset that one day our townships are going to become cities. We don't want to be living in 4 rooms and stuff like that. This democracy must be seen to be working to the extent that nobody must be allowed to put up a shack somewhere. No. These things of providing for better homes for people, flats and so on, this is what is happening internationally. You see? So we need to be put in a space that we ourselves will be happy to live in. Okay? We are not bad people. The only thing is that we need to practice, where there needs to be a shepherd, let us be shepherded. If we need to be guarded by soldiers to make sure that our streets are clean, let them come and help us, because on our own we cannot. And then over time, when we know now that no, throwing papers around in the street is not a good thing, and then everything is back to normal, then they can go away and do other duties. You see? So to clean up our country, please, we have to do everything.
The GCIS, empowering South Africans through communication excellence.